Today's video, I'm going to show you how to do a quitclaim deed after a divorce case. So when a divorce is finalized, either by agreement or after a trial, a property can be awarded to one party or the other. So when one party receives the spouse, whether it's a jointly owned property that is being transferred to one of the parties, being retained by one of the parties, or if it's a property that's solely owned by one of the parties and is being transferred to the other party after a divorce. In both situations, you have to prepare a quitclaim deed, and that basically transfers the property to the other party, and there's no tax consequences to that transfer after a divorce is finalized. So I'm going to show you what the actual documents look like. Let me share my screen here. Minimize that. So there are two documents. You have to do the actual quitclaim deed itself and then a real estate tax conveyance form. So let's start with the quitclaim deed. So you put at the top, it's the return to address. So when it's recorded, when you record the actual deed at the town clerk or the city clerk, they mail the original back to the person who filed it. So we usually do the return to is usually the name and address of the person who is receiving the property, so the grantee. So what you have to fill out on the form is I and then Jane Doe we put here. So this is the person, the grantor, so the person who's transferring the property to the other party. And then you just put their mailing address. So you're not this isn't the address of the property. This is the mailing address of the grantor, the person who's transferring the property, which may be the actual property itself if they live at the property, but it isn't necessarily. And then you put you're transferring for $1. That's the amount we usually use on a quitclaim. And then you have to fill in the grantee. So here we put John Doe, he's the one receiving the property, and then you put his mailing address. And then down below, you fill in the address that is being transferred. So here it's 123 Main Street, located in, you put the city or town of wherever the property is located, and then the county where the property is located. And then state of Connecticut. This is a quitclaim for a Connecticut property. And then down here, you're going to put, so the person who's signing it is the person who is transferring the property. So the grantor, and these are the witnesses, because this document has to be notarized, witnessed and notarized. So there's going to be there has to be two witnesses. One of those witnesses can be the person who's notarizing the document also. And then you fill in, this is where the document is notarized. So you put, if you're notarizing in New Haven, you put County of New Haven, and then the town or city where it's signed. And then this you delete. I just put that there as a reminder that this is the town where it's signed. And then you're filling in the blanks here with the grantor, the person who's transferring the property. And then obviously this is his or her, or it could be a gender neutral pronoun also. And then you put the date that it is notarized, and then, the notary signs here, or if it's a commissioner of the Superior Court, which is basically a lawyer, you fill in their name. So the notary will handle that part. And then down below, you have to, up here it says that the property described on the attached Schedule A. So this is the land records description, and where you get this is you get it from the actual clerk's office land records. You have to locate the property. Usually, this is usually online. You can access the land records online. So what you would do is log into the town or city where the property is located, and you would search within the database, search for the name of the parties who are involved, or the property address, to try to locate to try to locate a former transaction that was related to this property. So, if the properties, there may be a former quitclaim deed or a mortgage deed, or, there's all sorts of things that have been recorded on the land records that are related to this particular property. So what you would do is just access one of those documents and then copy and paste the Schedule A from that document. You might not be able to get it as a Word. You might take a screenshot of a PDF, or and then insert that screenshot here, just so the property description is on there. It doesn't necessarily need to be in Word format. And then with it, you have to do a tax conveyance form. So this you can access online. It's the OP-236 form. And you fill that out. Looks like we got a typo here, Main Street. So here you are putting the town of the property, the address, and then you're going to fill in the name of the grantor, their social security number. And then if you're filling this out, you may not know the social security numbers of the clients. So obviously, if it's like the other party, then you can leave that blank. If there's no way to access the social security numbers, the other lawyer can fill it in. And you put, so you put their name, their social. I did not put their address. So it's got to be, you put their address. And then that's it for there. And what you're going to do is you're going to fill in the which gift tax return will be filed. So this is the no box. You don't have to do a gift tax return when it's in a divorce case, when a property is being transferred in a divorce case. And then down here, you fill in the grantee, so the person who's receiving the property, put in their social security number, and then their address here. So that was 123 Main Street, Haven. And then, they'll fill this in when they record the quitclaim deed. They'll fill in the or when they sign the quitclaim deed, they'll fill in the date conveyed, and then at the clerk's office, they can do the date recorded, check off quitclaim. And then this is, when a property is transferred through divorce, it's exempt from taxes. So you check off this box, and then the code for that is 01. And then you just have to fill in the docket number. For whatever reason, the form doesn't have enough space for a family docket number size. So you'll have to kind of write that in, or somehow insert the actual full docket number below down here, or figure out a way to insert it. And then you would put the person who is the grantor, so the person who is transferring the property, they will check off that they're the person signing. So they'll put their name there, and then they sign and date it. And then a lot of this stuff auto-fills. This is the town clerk copy. Will auto-fill down here. So that is how a quitclaim deed is prepared. And then, the grantor, again, is the one who signs all this stuff. And then it needs to be recorded on the land records in the city or town where the property is located. So that's pretty much the basics on how to do a quitclaim deed after a divorce case.